Hey, Steve Zook here. Welcome back to Pokesoo channel and the Guitar Ladder System. I want to share something today that just popped into my mind, so I figured the universe wants me to do it, so I will. I studied four or five times with Horace Hatchett, and he was one of the greatest guitar minds on the freaking planet, guys and gals. Um, he taught Howard Roberts how to play guitar when Howard Roberts was a young man in Arizona. Horace Hatchett taught Howard Roberts. Howard Roberts went on to become, one of the top guitarists in the world. Often people categorize that as a jazz guitarist. I like what Pat Metheny said. It's just, it's guitar improvisation. I don't like to put things in a category. I think it limits you. But anyway, I studied with Horace Hatchett four or five times. In fact, if you sign up for the Guitar Ladder System, once we get going, I include some bonus materials, some Horace Hatchett files. Some of them are kind of redone a little bit by me because over the years they got so faded. But it incorporates the spirit. And I want to share, because he was one of the greatest guitar minds on the planet, and I want to share a little bit of process. He never got into big raps about theory or big raps. He did talk about polychords a lot. He talked about shading. But one of the things that we used to do, most of the studies were chordal. There was some single note stuff. But what he used to do sometimes is have me kind of follow along. He'd play one chord, I'd play the chord, he'd play another chord, I'd play the chord. Sometimes he'd make minor comments like, well, this is a polychord of this chord, which is a harmony chord. Every scale tone is either a major third or minor third up from the other scale, the other chord tone, depending on where you are in the scale. But sometimes he'd make comments like, okay, this chord is resolving to this chord, but before we get there, the next two or three chords are shading, kind of like if you were to draw a picture and you're shading different shades of brown or different shades of blue. It was pretty interesting, and he used to just do that slow. I remember, and then sometimes he'd say, okay, where would you go from here? And I remember once, I think the universe was maybe I'd had a good meditation that day. You're not supposed to judge meditations, but I remember once I played some stuff, and he was like, he kind of perked up. He's like, Dan, I think we should switch chairs. And I was like, wow, that's a big leap. But it was his way of complimenting me because I did some things that really sounded great. Give the universe most of the credit, and his great teaching a lot of credit, and my God-given talent. But he didn't have a big ego. I thought that was really, really sweet of him to say, man, we should switch chairs at this point. You're doing some stuff that's incredible. But I learned a lot from Horace, and one of the things he used to say, one of my original teachers, Ruben Quintero, he has two sons, John and Jim. Jim's a great bass player, a great guitar player. When Jim was 17 years old, it was like watching God play guitar. He was playing the clap at 17. And if you ever happen to be listening, Jim, how you doing? But Jim was very inspirational to me. He is a great musician, and he was unbelievable at 17. But Ruben Quintero was one of the best guitarists in the world, if not the best at one point in time. No doubt about it. I was lucky to be able to study with him. But Horace Hatchett said something to me that he goes, you might end up like Ruben, being able to resolve from any chord and going in multiple directions and using multiple, shading and ideas and smooth voice leading and contrary motion. He didn't explain it like that, but what he was trying to say was that he felt that if I continued in my studies, I was going to be able to, have a pretty expansive, warehouse of chordal knowledge to draw from for writing any kind of music, by the way, which is a point I keep making to everybody out there. The guitar ladder system's hard to understand, but once you understand it, you almost have to order it because it's turning on the light switch. It's like transcendental meditation. Anyway, so I thought what I'd do is kind of a little bit similar to that. I'm going to go really slow. Here's my A. I'm probably not at concert pitch. There's my A. Whoops. Yeah, there's my A. And I'm gonna go real slow today. I'm not gonna try to impress anybody with 8 zillion chords. What I'm trying to do is help people to learn. And by the way, I don't make that much money off YouTube. If you ever want to just contribute to my channel, I don't care if it's $5, $10, $20, $50, that would really be appreciated, because this is a lot of work doing all these videos and everything. And I get like $100 from YouTube every 6 months, if even that, off their AdSense or off their monetization thing. So if you ever want to contribute, you do it in a joyful way, it will come back to you tenfold. I'm not kidding. That's the way the universe works. It's a give and receive thing. But just PayPal it to stevezook7@yahoo.com. That's Steve Zook, STEVEZOOK, the number 7, not spelled out, just the number 7. Steve Zook, the number 7, not spelled out, @yahoo.com. Send me $10, send me $20, send me $50, whatever you're comfortable doing. I'm not trying to sell anybody, but it's a lot of work doing this. Sometimes I just think, well, maybe I just shouldn't do any more videos, I haven't gotten enough out of it. But I do sell guitars from time to time, and it's really part of my contribution to my love of guitar and music, is sharing information about guitars and music on my YouTube channel. But anyway, so let's kind of set the stage for this a little bit. This is a 4-chord. It's got perfect force in it. I think it has an additional major third on the top, but I don't want to get too hung up on that. But anyway, so 4-chord, dominant 13 flat 5. In other words, it has the the flat 7 in it. 4-chord, 13 flat 5, 4-chord. So one more time, 4-chord, 13 flat 9, love that chord, 4-chord. Okay, I'll bring that next time. 13 flat 9, 4-chord. See, when you resolve chords all up and down the neck, your subconscious is absorbing this, and that's the issue. I don't want to put anybody down, but if you just have a lot of stuff, if you're a guitar teacher, you just have a lot of stuff. I got this, and I got this, and I got that, and I got this, and again, and rock, blue. You're not presenting your subconscious mind with a pathway to increasing your musical consciousness and musical awareness. There's a pathway that we open up to the subconscious musical mind, to creating a musical mind, to creating a larger musical consciousness, to tap into a channel of discovering your own creativity. I'll get into that more later, but if anything, you can always go to stevezookguitars.com and order the guitar ladder system. Best $199 you'll ever spend. So 4-chord, 13 flat 9, 4-chord, 13 flat 9, 4-chord, 13 flat 9. Or you can come up and add the other 4-chord. I kind of call this a 4-chord bichord, because it has both this 4-chord and this one. Kind of reminds me of this. That chord has a major 9 and a minor 7. It's kind of like that. But anyway, so you can always come up to that. And then to the 13 flat 9, right? These are little, chord families, man, that have smooth voice. See, it's really hard for me not to want to just take off on something else. But smooth voice leading, they just sound good going to each other. You have small interval skips. 4-chord, 4-chord, 4-chord. You could go to a 7 sharp 9 sharp 5, but anyway, I'm trying to condense this. 4-chord, 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 13 flat 9. I know I should probably adjust this a little bit. So 4-chord, 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 13 flat 9. I like to use that lick. I may teach that later. So 4-chord, 13 flat 9, 4-chord. A lot of times the 5-chord wants to go to the 1. It doesn't have to, though. Okay. Now I'm kind of taking off. Anyway, I'm going to stop right there. So 4-chord, 13 flat 9, 4-chord, 13 flat 9. Okay, 7 sharp 5 sharp 9. This is really hard for me to do, because I'm a really creative person. And, I start to improvise, and an idea just pops into my head of where it wants to go. There's so many different, I could come to that. I could go to the 13, major 13, 7 sharp 5 sharp 9, 13 flat 9. Anyway, I'm just trying to give you guys little chunks of this, okay? So that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I'm doing. And 4 chord, 13 flat 9, 4 chord, 13 flat 9, 4 chord, 13 flat 9. Let's go to a major 7, 7 sharp, 5 sharp, 9, 13, dominant, 13 flat 9, Hungarian minor. Lately I've really been digging the harmonic minor to the 7 sharp 5, 7 sharp 5 chord. You can add that note if you want. So I'm going to stop right there, folks, and if you haven't learned it yet, learn this augmented riff. Resolves nicely this 7 sharp 5, minor 9. All right, and this Ibanez AF95 RW, really rare to find him like this. All right, folks, take care. Let's have a faith day. I don't care what's going on in your life. I've had plenty to deal with myself. Believe me, I will not bore you with the story. Let's all join together. All of us great, lovers of music and guitar. Let's all have a faith day. If everybody who plays guitar has a faith day, we're just going to have a good attitude. We're going to be positive about our life. We're going to be thankful for what we have, even if we think we should have more. Let's not play the victim. Let's not play the victim. Let's be thankful for what we have. Know that God doesn't make junk, and we're on a spiritual journey. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. And an affirmation I got from Wayne Dyer that I really like is, all I need and want is on its way. And positive faith activates an alignment with the miracle-creating force of the universe. So stay in the moment, stay in positive faith, and leave room for the universe. Don't always be thinking and always defining and categorizing. Leave some empty space. The universe loves a vacuum. Leave space for the universe. Ciao.